Okay, so hello everyone. Today in this video, we're going to discuss about cardiac cycle part 2 with the help of this diagram. So first of all, here I'm going to say, as I told you that we have what 0.8 seconds in which total one cycle complete and 0.18 seconds one cycle completes. Fine. So now here you can see, here it is 0.4, here 0.1, here 0.3. So when you're gonna add these all, we'll get 0.8 seconds. So now let's see how this is happening. So first of all, here you can see, here we have a joint diastole. Here we have joint diastole. We now do not get much hesitate. What is joint diastole? Let me tell you, joint diastole, as the word diastole, which simply means relax. So joint diastole means here both will be relaxed. Atria and ventricle both will relax. Both will relax. Atria and ventricles. Okay, how? So as you can see here, if I can draw a big diagram of heart. Yes. Okay, so this is how the rough diagram I have drawn of the heart. So as you can see, when we can say deoxygenated blood comes, deoxygenated blood. When deoxygenated blood enter into the right atrium, so at that time the walls are basically closed. These both walls are what? These both walls are closed. So here what deoxygenated blood is filled. So when deoxygenated blood is filled, so as you can see this is also relaxed and ventricles are also relaxed. So this is why this is known as joint diastole. This is why this is known as joint diastole. So this means here arteries are filled. Arterial filling take place, and we can say passive ventricular filling. Ventricular filling. Now, how I did say that here we have basic ventricular filling. So, as you can see, as I told you this, okay, here we were having what? Here you can see, as I told you, artery are being filled. So, when artery will open these jaws, the blood will be coming into the ventricles. So this means ventricle is filled. However, at that time the artery did not contract. आर्टिया ने भी पूरी तरह से कॉन्ट्रैक्ट नहीं किया अपने आप को. सिंपल आर्टिया ने अपना वॉल्व ओपन किया है और ब्लड क्या आया है वेंट्रिकल में आ गया. So this is the active filling of arterial and passive filling of ventricles. Okay, so what will happen? Active filling of arteria and passive filling of ventricles. Fine. Active filling of artery and passive filling of ventricles. So as you can see here, which I drawn the 1.5. So here what, as still here the ventricles are filled. Now what artery will diastole? Artery will systole. Okay, artery will systole means artery will contract. So here you can see implementing now arteria will systole means contract so that the remaining blood can easily go to the ventricles. Okay, so when these what artery are contracted, so this means now here what is happening? Here we have active filling of ventricles. This means artery are contracted, now the ventricles are filled actively. Active ventricle filling. Now how much time the artery systole? How much time the artery take to be systole? It takes only 0.1 second. 0.1 second. Fine. So now if I do talk about this 0.3, so as you can see, yep. Now we can say artery are being contracted, so this means the blood is totally gone into here. Now what, as the we can say valve are open, now AV valve will be closed. So here at the starting, here closing of AV valve will take place. Closing of AV valve. So as I told you, when AV valve is closed, we hear one sound, that is lub. The first sound which we hear when AV valve closed, so that sound is lub. So after this, AV valve closed and the sound come, that is lub. Fine. After that, here you can see, after that what will happen. After that, after closing of AV valve, the ventricular systole will take place. Ventricular systole take place. This means the ventricular blood will move out from the left ventricle. It will move to what? From left ventricle will move out of the body, or we can say out of the heart, and from right ventricle it will move to the lungs. So this means here the blood will be moving, and here what will happen? Here ventricular systole take place. This means contraction of ventricular. So when ventricular systole will take place, ventricular systole will take place. So what will happen? So the semilunar valve will be opened. What? Semilunar valve open. And now you might be asking, where are semilunar valve present? So as you can see here we have what? Here semilunar valves are present. So the blood will move out of the body and the semilunar valve will be open. So when the semilunar valve will open and blood will move out of the body. After that, after moving the blood out of the body, the semilunar valve will be closed. Why these valve will be closed? Because the blood cannot come again into the ventricles. So you can say after blood, yep, blood moves to lungs or to body, the semilunar valve close. Semilunar valve close. Okay, so why the semilunar valve close, and when the semilunar valve close? So the semilunar valve will close and we will hear another sound, that is dub. We will hear another sound, that is dub. So this means closing of, we can say, AV valve and closing of semilunar valve. We will hear a sound, that is lub and dub. Okay. So now let me tell you this with the help of one chart, pie chart, or with before going for that, let me tell you this in by showing the diagram. Mhm. Fine. So here I think so you can see diagram easily. Here you can see in this diagram what is happening. Yep. So first of all, ventricular diastole will take place in the 0.5 second, then 0.6 second ventricular diastole, 0.7 second ventricular diastole. Then at the 0.8 second, okay, at the 0.8 second, there is 0.4 at which again the ventricular diastole will take place. So when you combine these points, total we have 0.4 points at where the ventricular and arterial diastole take place. Okay. Then at the 0.1, you can see arterial systole will take place. Then after 0.1, 0.2 and 0.3, here you can see ventricular diastole will take place. Here ventricular systole will take place. Then again ventricular diastole will take place. Okay. So I hope that it is also clear to you guys. Let me draw a pie chart so I can explain you a bit more easy way. Now let's discuss this pie chart as I have drawn here right now. So first of all, you can see as in the video we have discussed about that till the 0.4 second what will happen, arteria and ventricular both will be diastole. So here diastole will be taking place and same here will be diastole. Again here diastole, 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 diastole and diastole. Till 0.4 seconds, 1, 2, 3, 4. 0.4 seconds the diastole will take place in atrium and ventricle. When diastole will take place, this means here what? Here walls are absent. Oh sorry, walls are closed. Walls are closed. After that, at this one 0.1 second, what will happen? At this 0.1 second, arteria will systole. Arteria will systole, and here you can see, here we have what? the ventricle will be diastole. Same, diastole. Ventricle will be diastole. Okay, so at end of the, you can say, at the end of the systole, the AV wall will be opened. AV wall, sorry, at the end of the, we can say systole, AV wall will closed. AV wall closed, you will hear a sound that is lub. Lub. After hearing this sound, when AV valve is closed, again here the atrium will be diastole and ventricle will systole. So again here diastole will take place, here diastole, here systole, here also systole. Okay, so at the end of this, here you can see at the end of this systole, here semilunar wall will be closed. Closed. And when these semilunar walls are closed, you will hear another sound that is dub. So this is how the basic pie chart in which we can easily identify. And here I can tell you that what is happening. Yep. Yes, here I'll tell you that only 0.1 second the arteria will systole, baki 0.9, we can say 7 seconds. Baki 0.7 seconds arteria will diastole. Fine. And 0.3 seconds the ventricle will what? Systole. And baki 0.5 seconds ventricular will diastole. Okay, so mostly here the question arises कि if we can move that, if we can say the gap between lub and dub is, so what they have been asked, gap between lub and dub is, so how are you going to identify? So as you can see in the pie chart I have explained you, here you can see in the pie chart I have explained you, here arteria will contract, so this means from here we have lub sound, here we have what? Lub sound, and here we have dub sound. Okay, so this means till 0.3 seconds the gap between lub and dub is 0.3 seconds. And if the question arises, the gap between dub to lub is, gap between dub to lub is what? The gap between dub to lub is, as you can see, first here we have dub, then we have lub. Yep, so here we have dub, then this will move towards this, so 0 at 4 plus 0.1 will be 5. So the gap between dub to lub is 0.5 seconds. So remember these terms, remember these basic points. After that, here we have what? If I talk about the pressure, so just remember somehow points K in the ventricle. In the ventricle, almost the previous pressure is present, that is 60 ml. 60 ml is present in the ventricles. Ventricles are not empty, however 60 ml of pressure, or we can say blood, is present in ventricles. So we add how much blood from the ventricle, from the arteria, how much blood went into the ventricle. So that is 70%. 70 ml goes from arteria to ventricles. So this means 70 plus 60 will be 130 ml blood is present in ventricles, and that 130 blood is known as end diastolic volume. And diastolic volume. Fine. And if I talk about the end systolic volume, so here I'm going to write here, and systolic volume will be like we can say yes. First of all, the end systolic pressure, this means end systolic pressure. This means when the arteria systole, arteria contract, so how much blood was present in the ventricle, so that would be 60. So this 60 is end systolic pressure. So remember these basic terms. So I hope so that it is clear to you guys. In the next video we're going to discuss about ECG, electrocardiogram. Till that, bye bye.